really excited about Exchange DAGs. They've totally changed the way we do our DR. It's totally changed the way we do disk layouts. Instead of being on a really expensive Tier 1 storage, we're now going to cheaper storage. I'm a lot more confident in DR situations.
I'm going to say something that probably a lot of people say. The database availability group feature, DAG groups, but not for the same reason that everybody else probably says it. What I like about DAG groups is the ability to eliminate, potentially, any backup recovery solution. This is something that Microsoft has done. By utilizing DAG groups and utilizing multiple replicas of the data, then you don't have to worry so much about having a backup copy of that data. You always have an online or even an off-premise copy of that data and never have to worry about it being lost. And because it's set up with continuous replication and you have everything in place, you have up to the second replication of all of that data and all of the logs to be played back into their databases that are replicated in other locations.
The whole resiliency thing with the database availability groups.
One of my favorite features of Exchange is the flexibility of storage. And that's not just a message, it's being able to take your storage, if you've got a SAN, and deploy in a SAN, or give the customer the options of taking on new storage and taking a relatively simple thing or relatively cheap thing and deploying storage on top of that, as opposed to having to reinvent the storage story altogether. So one of my favorite features is flexibility of storage.
My favorite feature in Exchange is obviously the database availability group, because they can allow us to make the site resilience with less administrations.
My favorite Exchange feature is database availability groups. The feature that I can have multiple copies of my database replicated in the site and across the site and have them online all the time.
Probably the biggest feature of Exchange 2010 is the database availability groups, providing database level failover for mailboxes across multiple nodes. Is a significant change in 2010, and definitely one of the features that gets the most attention from my customers.
My favorite Exchange feature is Exchange Server 2010 and DAGs, database availability groups. Specifically going to 3 node or more DAGs and using JBOD, single disks. At Cobweb, with the use of JBOD, we've seen a 33% reduction in our actual storage, our actual disk requirements, and that's actually giving a 25% larger mailbox over Exchange 2007. So that, with our existing infrastructure, that allows us to put, a substantial amount of more mailboxes on our existing infrastructure without actually having to invest in more storage.